Fishing on TNT Sports in partnership with Yeti.
The wonderful sport of fishing. To many people, it's about being alone in this wonderful environment. Places like this, Rutland Water. Being solitary, allowing the world to catch up with you and solving all the problems that it might put into your head. But today is not about a solitary angler. Today is completely different. This is the Airflo Spring Invitational, and today it's all about the team.
Individual comp, you go out there, you do it wrong, hey ho. In a team, you're letting down 5 other guys, so you've really got to be on your game.
Look, I've been involved with a lot of teams over the years, Andy, and I've been in some what you'd regard as probably super teams, you know, but they never really click. And I think the thing that really makes like our team special for us, and it would be the same for a lot of the other teams, it's the friends, you know, it's the friendship and how you get on and the crack you have when you're away. And how long you can put up with each other, you know, literally. And you do see a lot of teams disappear, but, you know, we've been together for over 20 years now fishing, so, yeah.
You do feel like one unit, and you're only as good as your lowest rod when it comes to these competitions, so it's always about, not about you, it's about making sure the whole team's doing well out there if you can.
It's the camaraderie you get from a team, that's what sort of really inspires us. Everyone pulls together, everyone does everything for everyone. One of the boys is tying certain flies and the boys setting other flies, but you're all trying to pull each other up, make sure that everyone's firing all cylinders, because you've got to in this sort of high profile event like this with such a strong field.
You take on board everybody's ideas, and when you've got 6 really good anglers together, you've got some great ideas coming together, and you formulate a plan that works around everybody.
As a team, we're really good at communicating. I think that's what sets us apart.
And the pink hat.
And the pink hat's help, so we can see each other miles away.
We always talk about it in the office. We're always saying how good it felt, what it meant to us. So it's great to be back and having another go at it this year.
Well, the match is underway, and I have to introduce you to my co-commentator, the esteemed Billy Rankin, former England captain, of course, and we're talking all morning, Billy, about the importance of teamwork. You know, these matches are all about teamwork. We've got teams of 6 today. Just the amount of kind of work that's going on in those boats and the preparation that's gone in. How important is the teamwork?
Essential. Absolutely essential. I mean, you know, if you've got a guy that's not pulling his weight, you go round, you help him, you know, you look after him, get the confidence built, and, you know, you go around the reservoir trying to find fish and methods at work and keep it all amongst you. And if there's, you know, one guy that sort of doesn't want to do that, you don't really want him in your team.
The other thing a couple of people have said this morning is you're only as strong as the weakest member of your team, which is an interesting concept. I suppose it's the same in any team sport, isn't it? I get the sense we've got an interesting couple of days ahead here because the weather's been doing all. I mean, it might look lovely and bright and sunny, but let me tell you, it's flipping freezing out here. And that's going to affect all sorts, most specifically for these guys, the fly hatches that make this place run, you know, the buzzers and the different insects that hatch all the time. This is going to be really interesting to see what the weather does to the fishing.
Absolutely, because I saw this morning great big clouds of buzzard, you know, in the trees this morning. They're only small, but well, you know, it's a good hatch. But there's another thing that's come into Rutland fishing really over the last 3 or 4 years is the shrimp.
Yeah.
And all the sort of rocks that have been put in to keep the banks safe are ideal, territory for shrimps. They love it. They love those sort of rocky bits and things like that. All the guys will probably be trying to fish along the bank in close. It won't be many people out in the middle at all. It'll all be around the edges. It'll be all around the edges.
Nice fishing, that, isn't it?
Very nice. And it's basically, you just floating lines, tips, occasional, might even use intermediates. Seems to me what I hear on the jungle drums. No one's going much deeper than a dive 3, with really rough weather that they've had over. I mean, this place has been freezing, and the northerly wind's been here, and northern easterly as well, which is an awful wind. And now it's fortunate enough for
westerly.
us come around westerly.
You know what they say, the sun shines on the righteous.
Absolutely. So I reckon we could see some cracking bags.
We've seen some interesting stuff already. So as soon as the match started, a load of the anglers piled into that bank near the Normanton Church. I saw Paul Runneck catch a fish within like 30 seconds to a minute at the start of the match. Kieran Jenkins of the Nymphomaniacs, defending champions, of course, has had 2 fish in that bay already. I mean, the bloke is incredible,
isn't he? And then he pulled off and went somewhere else. Because like the big gang's all there, that will kill it. Because like as I say, the fish are in close, and as soon as loads of boat go over and then start their engines, the fish go, oof, they're off.
And the other interesting thing about the way this place fishes, so I love coming here, you know that. It fishes differently every single time we come, really, because last year, we're in Barnsdale now. If you remember 12 months ago when there were 40 boats in here last year. We've got 8 today. It's lovely. It's lovely and sunny and warm and light wind, but the fish obviously aren't here.
But they're everywhere. That's the difference.
Right.
To this year is that what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. I did a trip all around the reservoir, and there was people fishing. A lot of places. There wasn't any big concentration of people, so that's all for the good. But if you can sneak away on this place and with 1 or 2 boats, get a little pot of fish and build a really good bag, fish it nicely, and don't scare them. It's going to be tremendous. But there's lots of places all around the reservoir that are fishing, so it's good news.
So key things today are, can the Welsh Flyhawks live up to their billing and win another title? Can the Nymphomaniacs hold on to their title, become the first team ever to retain their title? Will the Menteith Ospreys, former champions, come through the field? Or will it be one of the other teams that we haven't seen yet? We've got 2 days of this ahead of us. And honestly, Billy, I can't wait to see what happens. Well, here we are pottering around in Barnsdale yet again, Mr. Rankin. We're looking over at boat number 17. We have Gus Jones from the Fly Shop Welsh Hawks. It's fish on. It's lovely in here.
It's a little fishery, as I said, even last year. It's a fishery among a fishery. It's like a very small lake, and and it's very calm, very easy to nice fishing, and you're out the wind, and it's about 2 coats warmer.
Do you know something interesting here, Billy? So we've got the reservoir dogs in their very distinctive yellow hats, which is a tribute to Lee Pond, the former member of the team who sadly passed away last year. Look at boat 6, Phil Shaw Brown, on the same drift immediately to your right, fish on. Have they got a little edge here?
Well, they're a very good team, and they practice well. They've fished this water for years, and they're virtually a local team and a great top competition side, and great anglers, all England nationals, most of them. Yeah, so it's this is the place where the cream comes to the top as usual.
Indeed. Well, Phil's got that one in the boat safely. Do you know, one of the big questions for me this weekend is about the Fly Shop Welsh Hawks and Russ Owen and his team. We know how much this means to them to win it, but also you've got the other Welsh team, the Nymphos, with Gareth Jones, Kieran Jenkins, such good anglers. It would be easy to fall into the trap of thinking that this is a 2-horse race between those 2 teams. Can Russ's team win another title? Will the Nymphomaniacs hold on to theirs? But the story this weekend could be very different, because I'm getting the sense that from speaking to a couple of people this morning, speaking to Michael Lowe from the Menteith Ospreys, another team in with a shout, you would think, and former champions, he said it's one of those, at the moment, the way it's fishing, you could either catch everything or catch nothing, and the fish are appearing all over the place.
Hatches, that's what does it. You know, if you're here when there's a hatch going on and the fish start, you know, or if they've fed a lot and they don't want to know.
Wayne Jones, Fly Shop Welsh Hawks fish on. Little Bay here with Russ Owen in it. We've just seen him land a fish. I'll tell you what, they've been practicing. They've been here, some of their team have been here since last Thursday.
Good
more than a
grief.
week.
Yeah, that's practice.
But that's why they're, you know, considered by many to be the best team in Europe, possibly the world.
And you got to put the yards in, otherwise practice is, you know, the more you practice, probably the better you're going to be, and the more chances you're going to make.
Just looking over at Russ Owen on boat number 49, looks to me as if he's fishing very, very slowly. He's on the engine, you know, twiddling.
Yeah, I pound to a pinch of whatever that is on probably a tip line or even a floater in this shallow water, and he'll probably have 3 flies on, and there'll be a shrimp and a couple of midges, probably
Natural
a dull,
stuff,
yeah,
then.
yeah, and probably a dull bark, and he's just literally hanging them in there. He's drifting along, trying to literally fish static. We used to call it full static. There's static and then there's full static.
Right. Still and then really still.
Yeah.
Well, Billy, we've moved into a slightly different area. We've left Barnsdale alone. We're looking over at boat number 7, man on the engine, Michael Lowe, of course, Menteith Ospreys are former champions of this event. Just watching this drift, we've seen the boat behind them, and that's boat number 29, which has John Otter of the Welsh Wizards and Mark Harrison of the Northern Drifters. Double hookup. But boat 7 just in front of them, this just looks such a lovely drift.
Well, it's perfect for the wind, and you can just hold the boat just at the right level. You know, that you're just far enough out and just far enough in. And I say this looks like a real good shrimpy area, because if you look, you see all the rocks on the side. There's like shrimp heaven, you know. And there's obviously it could be small fish feeding on it. This guy here is it looks like he's trying to imitate fast-moving shrimp. And this is interesting to me, because this is what's developed over the last few years in Rutland. Is the shrimp fishing.
Yeah.
You know, where at Graffham, which is another great big reservoir in the Midlands, there's been what they call killer shrimp there for years, and it's amazing, and they're so huge. And the fish just gorge them and turn. Oh, there he is. Look, number 7. Oh, he's on.
So Mike's in.
And
Interesting, the boat in front 28 on the engine has also got a fish on, but just watch Michael Lowe for a second here.
oh, no
He doesn't
messing.
hang about, does he?
No messing.
Billy, it's 5-1. Boat number 36. There is Brad Chalmers of the Tartan Tyres. He's had 12 fish.
In under 3 hours. Not bad
That
going.
is some going.
I did tell you there was fish here.
So we saw Kieran Jenkins this morning from the Nymphomaniacs team, defending champions, of course. Kieran had 2 fish in that bay by Normanton in no time at all. We've just seen him land another one. He's just fishing down this same bank as the boats that are just drifting down here. I'll be interested to see how many fish he's got. We can't signal him at the moment and ask him, because he's the other side of the... oh, there he is. He's got fish on, look. How about that? Jenkins strikes again. And he doesn't mess about landing that. That looked like quite a small fish. Well, it's lunchtime on the first day. We've just popped in to get Billy Rankin a well-earned cup of tea, to find that we've been beaten in by boat number 25. Ben Race and Derek Purvis have both bagged up 12 fish each. So let's find out how they went about it. So Ben and Derek, the first 2 anglers in. What's it like coming in at lunchtime, a bag each? I mean, that's a lovely feeling.
Yeah, very good feeling, thank you, yeah. It's great when you can get a beer as well. So, yeah, very happy. I've just drove down this morning, so I'm relieved to... I haven't had any practice, so I'm quite relieved to bag up, actually. Yeah, it's been good.
And Derek, I mean, you've obviously come down from Scotland. You know, what was it like for you out there this morning?
Just nice fishing. tip lines and floaters and just twiddling away. And it was
Proper
nice.
fishing.
It was just nice. Yeah, it was nice.
So not just one, but 3 boats coming back early. Gareth, John, you were the second boat in, both with your bag. Talk us through your morning.
Rapid, I think is the word. Yeah, and I think we drove the furthest of anyone. So 20 minutes of that was on the engine.
John, it seems like you found a little edge somewhere. I mean, obviously, if you've bagged up this quickly, you have. Can you, without giving too much away, obviously, and I know you two have shared some stuff, which we'll look at in a second, but can you just sort of talk us through the approach?
Yeah, I think we just found a good location. We were on our own, which was important. So, yeah, we had it nice and quiet, didn't we? And just got the depth right, got the flies right, and it worked.
And there's a few people, we've seen Alan Stephen coming in as well from the Tartan Tyres. There's a couple of their team have got, good fish. Now, let's talk about tactics. So you've been kind enough to bring your fly box. You don't mind John looking over your shoulder, do you? Come on, let's have a look.
We've been sharing them.
We've been handing flies back and forth all morning.
So come and have a little look at this.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, we talked about nice and nasty. Obviously, this is the nasty side. Although I will say, Gareth, in terms of nasty, these are very small.
Yeah, look, these fish, or at least the fish that we were after, have not been just put in. They've been in a while, but they do want the colour, but not necessarily the big stuff. So tying them a little smaller also allows them to sink quicker.
What size are they?
They're on size 12s, but they dress very short, so it's like a 14 tied on a 12. What we were using then is a couple of nymphs, like a Delbach and a super glue buzzer, just to get the depth. And it was important what we saw today. John started off on buzzers, and he was getting way more action than me. As soon as I put a buzzer on then and got the right level, it just changed my day. So the other big thing on that as well, Andy, is it's not achieving depth. They tighten up on the line, immediately lands and start moving it. Well, it's not going to sink through the water column. I was counting 20 seconds to get level before I even started moving my flies today. That's the depth that they're at. You're not showing them to fish.
Well, Billy, we've returned after lunch. Weather has kind of changed a bit. It's a bit cooler, but overcast, which is the key, I think. And it's interesting to see a couple more people sitting on their hands. We've seen one more boat come in. So I'm reckoning that we've got a dozen anglers who've caught their 12 fish limit by lunchtime. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And the conditions, literally, it's been like northerly winds for about a month, it seems. Really cold. And today, the winds turned around to the southwest, and it's overcast, and the winds dropped, and it's fishing its head off.
It's going to be interesting to see the kind of the total fish bag for the field at the end. I mean, we're always up towards somewhere near 1,000 fish on the first day. One of the things I'm noticing, we're just wandering around, this is Yellowstone around here, isn't it? Or just off the back of Yellowstone. Is there are some birds working, things like terns. Clearly they're eating fly, so they're either eating maybe mayfly, maybe some olives that are coming off, or maybe even some buzzers. The birds are definitely feeding on something, so that's going to kind of spark a bit of activity.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's the conditions have changed round, and the guys that are fishing slowly, naturally, are doing the best, and the guys that are twiddling far too fast aren't doing it at all. So, there's been some great bag ups, but it's really technique, I think, rather than anything else. I think, with the clear water, a lot of fish are scared of flies that are moving, and they're loving the ones that are static.
Do you know, I mean, I suppose that's one of the problems you get in a field like this, a stellar field with such good anglers. The adrenaline rush can affect the way you present your flies. And that might seem extraordinary to people who don't know about this sort of thing, but the adrenaline will make you twiddle faster, too fast. Your adrenaline is buzzing, and you're sort of concentrating so hard, and you accelerate the whole process far too much, and that just destroys your presentation.
Top guys are super confident, get into a groove, and get into the zone. It's the same as any sport, really. If you get into the right zone where you're absolutely bang on, you're catching fish, you're getting takes, that sort of stuff, and you relax into the day, then you're going to do well. But if you're chasing the day you start getting a little bit edgy, as you say, and then you're speeding up, and it's just not happening for you. You got to, sometimes it's just best to sort of just stop for 5 minutes and relax and just try to get your head back and go again.
So Billy, looking at the anglers who finished, we've got 2 anglers from the key team here, the Welsh Hawks, who are in this charge to try and win the title back. Craig Gimblett and Gaz Dixon both have finished. We don't know about the rest of the members of the team, but it's looking like we could have 14 bags at the moment. I mean, that's just the most extraordinary thing. We talked earlier on about the team thing here, okay? If you're in a team and you're not, and it's not working for you, you're sitting in a boat with your boat partner who's sitting on his hands, that's a hard place to be.
Nothing worse. And the harder you try, it could be down to just some minor thing. I'll just say it, like you'll retrieve.
Yeah, retrieving a bit too quick, maybe.
A bit too quick and that sort of stuff. And you start to panic, and you don't want to let the team down. You don't want to let the guys down, and it's really tough. I mean, I've struggled 8 hours for one take on a hot sunny afternoon doing a England final here, and or even go to somewhere like Ireland, and when you fishing an international and you don't get a take all day, and it's like soul destroying.
What you've done wrong.
Absolutely, and it's but with a team you always know that guy who's had a rough day is going to be on top one day, and that's the thing about a team, is that you've got to be a team of guys who can have the ability to catch a shed load of fish, but when things go against you, it's, you remember last year.
This is the thing I love about this
Gareth, remember Gareth
last
year?
I know, Gareth in bits last year, and he thought he'd blown it, and they won.
Yeah.
And that's why he was quite so emotional at the end. It's really no different to any other team sport. Football match, you have someone who has an absolute stinker one day, lets a goal in if a goalkeeper has a bad day. Cricket, you look at some of the sort of the nightmares that cricketers have, batsmen scoring no runs, bowlers getting smashed all around the park. Your teammates have to back you up.
Well,
when you have a bad day, your teammates back you up, and that's the key to this sort of thing, isn't it?
That's what I love about sport, and I hate about it as well. Is that's what it's like. It's a bit, as you say, cricket is a great leveler. One day you're scoring 50, next day you're out first ball. And you drop a catch, and all that sort of stuff, and that can happen in fishing. You drop fish, you mistakes. And then the one day it just goes swimmingly right, and you go bang, 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 and thank you very much. And you wonder how you do it. And then the other day when you really messed up, and you wonder how you do it.
So after the first day, the Tartan Tyres lead. An amazing day and an amazing return. 5 of their 6 anglers bagged up with 12 fish. In second, WCC Ian Barr Flies, £21 behind. The defending champions are third, the Welsh Hawks fourth. The day one rod average, a phenomenal 7.37 fish per angler.
Fishing on TNT Sports in partnership with Yeti.
So Alan, morning of the second day, and you guys did something quite special yesterday, a lead of £21 10 ounces. How are you feeling?
I mean, the team are very pleased. We've put in quite a bit of practice over the week. We've been fairly consistent each day, but to come in with 5 bags and a 10, that was more than we probably expected on day one. But again, it's half time, so a lot of work to do today. There's been teams previously with £20 leads and they've lost them.
£21 10 is a big lead, isn't it?
It is a big lead, yeah. A lot of that was made up from time bonus. So we were only actually 7 fish short, 7 or 9 fish short. So if we can overcome it with fish and get a little bit of time bonus on them, it's not that much to make up.
We'll do the same thing as we done yesterday. We'll split the boats up. We'll have 6 boats in 6 different areas. Hopefully one area will produce early, and we'll get another early bag or 2. and we'll chip away the rest of the day. And if not, we'll go looking for our team members.
Do you know the thing I found amazing yesterday? Even Ian Barr caught fish.
That was amazing. It's been a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You've
got to give him the stick.
Might kill me for saying this, you know. But yeah, the man done well. So he's fired up this morning. He's ready to go. Yeah. So.
Man, it's nice to be in with a chance at last on my own water.
I know. I've never seen this place fish like this in a big competition. 28 bags. I mean, for goodness sake.
It's been good fishing now. It's proper fishing. It's twiddly. It's nymphy. You've got pullers. So I expected maybe a dozen bags, but 28 bags. Wow.
I mean, what would it mean to your team to at the end of this day walk away with that big trophy?
All these team events now, the class of angler is excellent, to be fair. So it's always tough competition. The key thing is just trying to maintain the performance of day one. That is it. That's going to be the challenge.
You can claw it back from a team that's had a good day, but not from a good team, and they're a good team. But everyone's there to be caught.
Your fire's going a little this morning.
3:32 I was awake this morning, messaging the boys. So yes.
Well, Mr. Rankin, yesterday's fishing was a little bit crazy. I've never seen so many anglers in a big comp like this bag up. Have you?
Not this time of year. Probably early season, qualifiers. There's, when there's a lot of stockies about, but there's a lot of, overwintered fish about and nice fish. But the big thing is, have we ever seen near full house? And that was too short of a full house today. The top team, the Tartan Tyres. That was amazing, and it's for them to lose, and then there's a group that are fighting for their places, which is so exciting.
Yeah, we've got kind of £21 between second and first. I'll tell you, it's nice to see Ian Barr's team up in second, because I know how much work he puts in, and I think he's been constant. Every year we say what his chances this year, and he's been baffled that it hasn't worked, and it's worked this year, and they're in second. But they are £21 odd behind. Basically, that's 7 fish, isn't it?
Yep, and it's it's a very hard thing to make up on a second day, and it's different hours as well. So you finish earlier, start earlier. So you get a little less probably the warmer weather, which is
Although the forecast's a little bit different. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer, lighter winds later. We've moved over to Whitwell Bay. This is where a lot of people caught fish very quickly, and actually we've seen a couple of the guys from the Tartan Tyres, the leading team, already. So Brad, who we saw bag up yesterday, has already had first drift 4 fish.
They've got something.
It's
I don't
class,
know what
isn't it?
I don't know what it is.
But Alan Stephen, their captain, hasn't had a fish yet. So it's going to be a nip and tuck match. I suppose, is it realistic to expect any of those teams in the chasing pack to make up that sort of total, Bill?
Oh, I doubt it very, very much. They've got to have a pretty bad day, a very, very bad day, and the other guys have got to have a full house.
If, for the sake of interest, if you like, the Tartan Tyres get it really badly wrong today, and a couple of their anglers struggle, we could see an upset.
Yeah, we could, but it's going to be a real mishmash to do it. They've really got to muck it up.
Well, look, that's why we're here, to see what happens. So let's get into the match on the second day and see what happens. Now then, Billy, let's talk about hats. Something is going on, because we're looking over at boat number 47 on the engine. Brad Chalmers from the Tartan Tyres, the leading team, has had 6 fish. We have just seen something sneaky happen.
Well, funny enough, the team I used to fish for, the Bilbridge Fly Fishers, we actually started it.
Oh, yes.
We had really bright blue hats.
Right.
So particularly when you fish on Rutland, so you can see, if you see someone, one of you guys is there. That was it. But it's become to a real art form now.
Yeah.
That we watched them. They were wearing green hats while they were catching their first 3. And as soon as they went to catch a release, they changed their hats to orange.
Sneaky.
Yeah, that means any of their guys go past will see that they're on their.
Yeah, I mean, let's not make any bones about this. Alan Stevens' head now looks like a Belisha beacon. You can see him from about 3,000 miles away. There he goes, look, Al, with his orange hat on. Look. Do you know, one of the things I love about this is, you know, as anglers, we mess about with stuff all the time, don't we? I mean, whether it's fly changes or different things, it's a kind of little, I know there's a serious reason for it, but I like the fact it's a little bit silly. And the other thing I love about Rutland Water is that we get to share this incredible piece of water with some amazing craft. You know, catamarans up on one hull with a bit of brie. It's just extraordinary. And then amongst it, the peace and tranquility of fly fishing. This is some special place. Well, Billy, we've moved over to Yellowstone. We're kind of midway through the morning, half an hour before lunch. We're looking at boat number 3. Ross Carnegie of the Tartan Tyres on the engine and Steve Smalley on the point. Am I right in saying that this match is not happening as we would potentially have expected it to today?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the day was going to get softer and the wind calm a bit, but it's actually picked up a bit, and I think it's more difficult than it was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we've just seen Kieran Jenkins from the Nymphomaniacs team, defending champions, boat 9. Kieran's only had 4 fish. If he's only had 4 and he's been over on this bank, then it's hard.
Absolutely.
Ross Carnegie, who, and this will sound crazy saying this, was the weakest member of the Tartan Tyres team yesterday. This is the most extraordinary thing about this team. They had 5 bags of 12 and Ross had 10 fish. Ross has had only 2 fish this morning. Does this give the rest of the guys hope? Does this give the likes of, you know, Ian Barr's World Championship Flies team a chance? Does it open the gate for them a little bit?
I think so, because those guys are all local. They will know where other little pods of fish that haven't been touched are. And that's what I was saying to you earlier, is that to me the game plan is that everyone normally all go back to the places where everyone caught fish, but the good guys will have a plan B.
Scott Aitken from the Tartan Tyres in boat 56 on the engine. On the point, we've got Rob Crichton of the Munster Mavericks. You can see the yellow or fluorescent green thing on the back of Scott's chair at the back of the boat there. Just shouted over to him, he's only had 3 fish. We are, well, it's 20 to 1. So we've been going the best part of 3 hours. And at this stage yesterday, as Billy said a few minutes ago, a lot of the guys had bagged up or were certainly well on their way. So this is going to be a bit of a grueler, I think, this afternoon. Unless things warm up and things start hatching, we could be in for a little bit of nip and tuck in the next couple of hours. This could be very interesting indeed. But one thing I'd really like to do is find Ian Barr. Well, there's a hive of activity if I've ever seen one, Billy. Boat 41 on the engine, Ian Barr. Double world champion, working his socks off to try to get his team in contention in this match.
Yeah, Ian's a great fisherman, and we all know him through the years, and he's fantastic. He can do the whole lot, you know, you can name it, and he looks to me like he's either pulling something quite nasty, or he's casting to rising fish as well. It looks like he's not gone very imitative.
Gareth Jones on the engine, boat number 8, defending champions, the Nymphomaniacs. Gareth, of course, had his 12 fish limit yesterday. He's had 6 fish this morning, and so far that is as good as we've seen. Wow, this is a tough old afternoon. Conditions improving as we go into the last couple of hours, they've actually got a little bit worse. You could probably see that there are little white tops appearing on the waves. We're looking at boat 64, which has Toff Crowther on the engine for WCC, Ian Barr Flies and Leanne Frost on the pointy end. Toff has had 4 fish, 2 browns, 2 rainbows. News from the rest of the team: if they're pursuing the Tartan Tyres, it's not been happening so far. So are we going to get a stage where this kicks off in the last couple of hours? This is going to be quite hard, I think, to kind of call it, because it looks as though this wind has spread the boats out all over Rutland Water. 2 hours left in the match. Can the Tartan Tyres hold on?
Fishing on TNT Sports in partnership with Yeti.
Well, Billy, I'm starting to get the feeling that the Tartan Ties have done it. We're looking at boat number 48. There's Alan Stephen. We can see the red peak cap poking out from under his hoodie. It's not very warm, but there's two things on that boat. One, Phil Shaw-Brown, his boat partner, has the self-satisfied glow of a man who's bagged with his 12, and we understand Alan has 9 fish. So that's pretty good.
Marvellous. That's holding their position. They're doing really well. We have not heard of any bigger bags than once again over here in Sykes Lane and Stocky Bay seems to be held up again, but it's not been the sort of smash and grab it was yesterday.
No, and I suppose the conditions have dictated that, haven't they? I mean, we would love to have seen a lot more action today, but reality is that the fish here in a catch and release comp, they've seen a few fly. I mean, people have been practicing hard the last week or so. One of the things that we've not really talked about, the Tartan Tyres, they practice for 6 days. They've come down from Scotland. They embarked on a campaign to try to do this event and do it well, and they've put the hours in. So that's a fantastic achievement.
Yeah, well, it's the same as practice makes you much better, and the harder you practice, the better you get. Simple as that.
Well-known phrase. Look over at boat 52 on the engine. Alan McLachlan of the Tartan Ties, he's got 4 fish. His boat partner Rob Edmonds has got 8. So I get the feeling they've stuck around in this little bit of water for quite a long time. I'll tell you what, if Alan gets a fish here, we'll see everything happen right in front of us, Billy.
Marvellous, absolutely marvellous, and it's a great way to see his technique as well.
Talking about speed of retrieve, which we've discussed a couple of times this weekend, Alan's just having a little bit of a reposition, I think, because he's starting the wind pushing him in towards that willow tree. Isn't it ironic, when you're a bank angler, all you're trying to do is cast out as far as you can, and when you're in a boat, if the fish are close in, all you're trying to do is get in as close as you can, and the two ne'er the twain shall meet. It's hilarious.
Well, it's always the sort of early season, enigma, isn't it? As you say, there are people wading out into the water where, when you're in a boat, you're casting into it.
We'll have a little look further down, because I think Brad Chalmers looked to me. We had a little whiz around this group of boats. There's a dozen or so here. It looked like Brad Chalmers, who of course bagged up for the Tartan Ties yesterday, and in many ways led them to the sort of the incredible return they had with 5 bags out of the 6 anglers. We think Brad may have bagged again, sort of re-emphasising their dominance of the overall event.
Yeah, they've held their place. I feel sure about that. I've not heard anyone. We've been round, seen a lot of top guys, and I think it'll be a little bit of a battle for third and second, but I think the Tyres are right there.
Well, Billy, we're getting to the point now. We're just approaching the final hour of this match. We're looking at Brad Chalmers, who is sitting on his hands, bagged up at 12:30, shows it can still be done. This area has delivered an amazing amount of fish over the last 24, 48 hours, hasn't it? I mean, what a brilliant bit of water for a competition.
Fantastic. Once again, it's come up trumps. There's not as much as yesterday, but still, if you know what you're doing, got the right method, in the right place, you can still do it. And tremendous performance by...
the Tartan Ties have really done the job here. Do you know what I've really enjoyed about today? I feel like today has been a proper gnarly competition day. Like old schooly, tough it out, the wind picks up, it gets a bit cold, your hands freeze up on the retrieve.
A lot of plan Bs have gone wrong today.
A lot of plan C, plan D.
C, yeah, the whole shebang, and a lot of big names, struggling out there. But the Tartan Ties have really been very consistent. A few of the guys probably haven't done very well today, but at least 2 or 3, and that's tremendous. And the other 2 guys come in with average bags. That's a great performance on a second day. That's the difference.
Yeah, if we look at Alan, as he's kind of making his way down this bank once again, he just shouted over he's had a couple of bits of interest from fish. So he's had a little bit of interest, a couple of half takes on the way down and then on the point again. Just turn round, come back up the drift and keep going. To have that level of belief, I mean, I know you've been a captain in these events and how much passion there is in everybody in this issue. How do you kind of dilute that down and just keep calm in such a big event when there's so much going on around you and all the responsibility of the captaincy?
Well, if you got good communications with the guys and you know everyone's doing well and everyone's got a plan, sticking to it, working out, it's going to get. Everyone's had dropping fish. Everyone's had takes that didn't stick and all that sort of thing. And you just say, you got a plan, keep your head down, keep working, and you'll get a reward. You may not be top rod in the team, but as long as you contribute, a fish sometimes is enough to win you a competition. Just one guy comes in with one, and all the rest have done well. But that one is just as important as the dozen sometimes.
We've had 2 days, Billy, of just a brilliant event yet again. Just before we go in, I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts about what some of the key points that you've seen over the last couple of days.
The shrimp doesn't seem to have come into it, which I was talking about earlier, because it's a great big food source. And I think the static retrieve and the guys I've seen a couple of nice little skills which I learned river fishing more than anything.
Right.
I enjoyed watching the guys do that.
Which is putting mends in.
Putting the mend in, and
seen that before.
which is what makes the line slacker. And they're looking at the line and not feeling it. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to feel, but if you watch the line, and if it just moves at all, you lift into it.
Well, I think that's probably us done for out here. I think one of the lessons I've learned this weekend is the art of doing nothing with a fly rod in your hand. To keep those flies still for the absolute maximum amount of time, maximising your chances of getting a fish is brilliant. Billy, it's been great to have you out here giving your expertise. It's time for us to go in and see who's won this match. Well, the big question now is, have the tartan tyres done it? Have they managed to hold on to that incredible 21-pound lead that they had overnight? There's talk, as the anglers come off the water, of at least 8 bags, so 8 anglers who've had their 12 fish. Among them, the defending champions, the Nymphomaniacs, who've had 3 bags at least in their team. They're waiting to see if any of their other anglers have also had their 12 fish. As always with these big matches, it's all about the weigh-in. I get the feeling this might be a little bit squeaky. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. We've tried our best out there today. Time will tell whether it's good enough. Rumour is the Nymphomaniacs have had 3 bags. We've only had the 1 bag, so yep, bit of a waiting game now.
Gareth, what are you thinking?
It's going to be a tight one. A couple of the teams done really well again, so we'll see where we land. I think
you've got 3 bags in your team, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. I think we got 52 fish, which, the second day is a good score, really good score. And but Russell's boys have done well as well. I think the guys at the top have done enough. Honestly, they were 20-pound heads. So yeah, we'll see where it lands. I think Barry's boys didn't do so good today, so I might have pushed them up to the medals. But we'll see how it lands.
But the top rod over the 2 days, Bradley Chalmers. In first place, had a fantastic day yesterday with 70 fish. In total, 112 fish for £259, tartan tyres.
Here's confirmation of that win for the tartan tyres. An amazing comeback from the Airflo Nymphomaniacs on day 2. Close, but not close enough, as the trophy heads back to Scotland. Well then, fellas, Alan seems to be holding a great big silver trophy, and you guys have had a hell of a weekend. Congratulations. Just a little word about your thoughts, Al.
It's been a roller coaster 2 days, that's for sure. Yesterday we were on top form as a team, there's no doubt about that, with 5 bag ups and a 10. But we knew that the pressure was going to be on today, that £20 lead. Teams have pulled that back before, so that added pressure, we've just managed to handle it and get it over the line. So the guys are absolutely on cloud 9.
What does it mean to you guys as a team to come down here to Rutland in a field like this and win this match?
It's amazing, brilliant. Just the class of anglers that's in this competition is just unreal, and to finally get it over the line and get the first place is just brilliant, amazing.
Aye, this is the Premier League, the angling.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll leave a last word to the skipper. So you're taking that back over the board, a new name on the trophy.
Yep.
Reward for hard work, Al, because you guys have put some hours in to get that.
We have, yeah, we've been here since Sunday, so that was 6 days practice, and it's been quite a cold week as well, but we've got the rewards and we'll be taking it back home to Scotland, so well done, lads. Yeah.
Fishing on TNT Sports in partnership with Yeti.